Julian Ruck, 1423 Lapeer, Polly's Place. So I'd like to piggyback a little bit off what Ken Harris is saying about the Harrison Point neighborhood. It's pretty rough, you know, and I think a lot of people might look at it as the people in that neighborhood are what makes it rough. But that comes with the perspective that poverty is a mistake someone made, and that's not accurate. Poverty is caused by one thing: wealth. That's it. You can't have somebody have excess without somebody else having less. And right now, Polly's Place is feeding dozens of people in the community off a lot that I purchased, crowdfunding, my own money, and there are also dozens of people around the country that have been following this journey that also donate. Recently, there was an ag teacher at a high school in another part of Michigan that just funded some work clothes for a teenage boy that helps us in the garden sometimes. And I don't know if you're embarrassed by that at all, that Port Huron is seen as a place for other communities to show support for and in need of outreach. So the Harrison Point community neighborhood is just 50 blocks. Ending hunger in that 50-block neighborhood is actually a pretty easy thing to do. And when I tell you that I figured out on Polly's Place how to reallocate waste that the neighborhood creates into raised garden beds that don't even need irrigation. During this drought, I haven't watered the garden once. And it's blooming and booming. Given plenty of poundage to the soup kitchen. There's a recovery house for women nearby. We support them a lot. When their children come through, they come and play in the garden. We now have people gathering 3, 4, 5 times a day. I have people come in the garden, strangers, people from outside of this community who have seen our work online, who've traveled to Port Huron to check out Polly's Place themselves. And so far as I know, once last summer, James Freed was there, and he sent me an email saying the garden looks amazing, and then otherwise ignored me for a year. Councilmember Ashford visited us in this past month. Last month, they came here asking for your curiosity. And you're just not paying attention. And I don't know what more to do. I don't want to be here at every meeting. You probably don't want to hear me every meeting. But kids are going hungry. Kids are running drugs for their parents in that neighborhood, right? And that's not a moral shortcoming from the community at large. That's lack of opportunity, lack of support, and lack of awareness. There's only 2 possible answers to why you haven't responded to what we're doing at Polly's Place. We're going to our 3rd season growing in this community. And it's either ignorance, you just don't know, or maliciousness. That's it. Those are your only options. Either you're not aware that we can end hunger in this community by reallocating our waste. You don't understand how that works, which is fine. I've been gardening 20 years. Maybe some of you haven't. Or you do know, and you're stonewalling us anyway. It's not the community's fault they're in this position.